Ah, yes, dearest Rudy. Yes. These are some cards I collected and played as a kid. I started playing and collecting since Nemesis. Nemesis the Magic set, not Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And I previously sold some collections since then as well. Some of my favorite cards being from the old Quentin Hoover and the old Sea Rush signatures along with the artist proofs. I'm selling these cards to put a little more money towards the down payment of a house. See, now that's a respectable reason to sell an old Magic collection. I can't really bust your kahuna as Dr. Borat because, I mean, you're putting the money towards good cause for yourself, family, future. And again, we're not born into this world with little roofs on our head. So we do have to have some sort of shelter as in real estate. Anyways. All right. P.S. Shameless plug for anyone looking to get into the tech industry. Check out my channel, Random Thoughts Tech on YouTube. Also, if you like the altered card gifts, you can check out the artist in the Brandon Alters, okay, on Instagram. May the Alpha Chad Investments Enterprise continue for eternity. And may the Virgin Wizard of the Coast never reprint the reserve list, Dr. Borat. So yes, folks, I guess what really cracked me up was, I didn't think I'm really into this kind of thing, but I have to admit. So I have some of these altered cards here from Brandon Crawford. Thank you for your. I guess this guy bought him some examples, and well, both of them are pretty cool looking. We got Rain Revelation and Forever Young. Obviously, I'm sorry, I'm going to go over to the old Napoleon Dynamite. You can see the little texture, a little drawing on there, like probably acrylic or some sort of paints or something. And man, that's so cool. I don't know why it's so cool. And of course, I like your sleeves. No, hold on. I can't do the Napoleon voice. Hold on. I like your sleeves. God. No, I'm not good. I'm sorry. So, today we have a binder coming from old Dr. Borat over here. I don't know if he got mad before he sent it to me. It stabbed it with a knife a lot, but there's a lot of strange markings on this binder. Not really sure what's going on with it. So, let's see what we got here. No, folks, this is not an eBay Rudy repack. This is another actual collection. By the time you see this video, the collection deal will be completed. I apologize for delays. I believe this is, by the time you guys watch this video, it's probably going to be March or April. This is occurring in February of 2022. All right, so let's see what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, everything on this page is awesome. You know, Elephant Graveyard, that was one of my first Arabian Night expansion cards. Fun Rudy trivia. What are the two cards that Rudy bought into Arabian Nights at over 100 copies first? What were they? Ladies and gentlemen, Elephant Graveyard was my first expansion to Arabian Nights, where I did my Rudy buyout, or not really buyout, but built my possession. Ugh. Oh my goodness, lay off the tacos. Shouldn't have gotten a $10 Taco Bell subscription. Now I live on these stupid things. Elephant Graveyard was the first card that I moved into on Arabian Nights for my 100 copies on the Rudy journey of getting 100 sets of Arabian Nights. After Elephant Graveyard was actually my cost base in Elephant Graveyard, I think it was about $22. I moved into Singing Tree because I just thought it was hilarious that a tree was singing, and those were about $24, $25 a piece. I moved into Singing Tree. After I did Singing Tree, I moved into Old Man of the Rudy, so Old Man of the Sea was my next spec there, and those Old Man of the Seas were more expensive at about $60, $70 a card. And I started with these because they were pretty cheap, about in the mid-20s. So, obviously, we got some revised action here. Unlimited Granite Gargoyles. Great legend cards that people don't talk about very often. Old Gravities, Acid Rains. Field of Dreams, another fun fact here. I know she doesn't watch this YouTube channel anymore. And she probably has no idea who I am. But there was a woman a long time ago at the GP Vegas that I met named Rachel. Rachel, she was a vintage, old school, crazy red hair, really good at vintage magic, and I talked to her about Field of Dreams. This was like 6 years ago. I'm sure Rachel doesn't even watch this channel. Agnes, that's what it was. And but the point was, Field of Dreams was actually, I remember talking to her saying, do you think Field of Dreams should be a $15 to $20 card? And we kind of laughed about it. And I remember after that, I started buying a ton of Field of Dreams. And I always see that card. I remember that conversation with Rachel. I hope she's doing okay. I don't remember what happened to her. I think she was with that the other dude, the Alex guy, right? Because I remember meeting them in Vegas. I don't know what happened to them. If anybody has comments, let me know what happened to those people. Anyway, so other than that, on this page, we got a little Exodus action. There has been a lot of activity in Exodus lately. And of course, some of these weird legend cards. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Not Rudy Ramble's old stories of the Magic universe. So, revised cards. old brain geysers. We do have actually one unlimited brain geyser. Now again, I know you can, like on camera, these look almost identical, but the financial difference and the rarity difference between these two cards is substantial, okay? So just be aware of that. If you're buying, selling collections, you see a bunch of revised cards, like if you just see one unlimited card versus revised, like this unlimited card is worth probably the same as all of these cards combined. Just saying. Over here, a lot of Ice Age in this, and this is a great understanding of why Ice Age is a strange thing. Back in the day, Ice Age was such a powerful thing. People were obsessed with Ice Age. It was 4th edition Ice Age was the 95 spread of Magic. It was the viral spread before things went, I guess, viral. So you're going to see a lot of interesting Ice Age conversations in this video. Lightning Dragon promo, blah, blah, blah. Hatred over here. Obviously, we got some extremely, holy cow. How many, dude, Dr. Borat, how many times did you play this card? Oh my goodness, dude. This is like, holy cow. This is like 2 ex-girlfriends ago. This thing is brutal looking, man. The mileage on this bad boy. Woo. Okay. Moving on. We have fun here. What is happening? Where are we at? Oh, I want to talk about this. Ice Age again. I get messages all the time about this. Folks. Like, people always asking me about, like, these old cards and, like, Ice Age. Like, this guy had the Gravebind double sleeve. I know it's tough to understand, but a lot of these old Ice Age cards were worth a lot of money back in the day. Maybe not Gravebind, but, like, for example, even these, like, these rivers, these little land cards and everything that had, like, depletion counters. This was, like, a thing. Like, they obviously, they purposely diluted the value and didn't want to be as strong as revised cards, dual lands, but just saying. And again, weird cards. Alliances, Weatherlight, Mirage. I mean, how many people have even seen this card before? Huh? I mean, look at this. Look at the artwork on that card, man. So there's a lot of things. Moving over. Let's look at this page. Holy smokes. This is what I said. I love a collection like this. We're looking at old crazy Magic cards. And Dr. Borat over here, let me zoom the camera a little bit, has such a variety of random old cards. Like, we're looking at random Mirage hilarious art. You've got, again, lava depletion things from Ice Age. You got Revive. You got one of these chase lands from Alliances that people are obsessed with. You've actually got the infamous Falls, which is Enchant World from Homelands, one of the reserve list cards from Homelands. You got the old Listed from Exodus. There's people who are obsessed with that card. You got the Dark. You got Tempest. You're over here with Legends. The infamous Firestorm. You got the infamous Golems. You got the Negators. I mean, look at this variety, man. Okay, oh, no boy. Here's a lot of conversation. So, unfulfilled... I'm sorry. Oh, my God. This is a terrible video today. Squandered resources. And what is going on? Is this like quadruple sleeve? Is that on camera? Is this a fake one? Like, what's going on with this card? Why is it? It's probably the sleeve. No, it's not. It's like a misprinted What's going on with this card? So here's a squandered. Let me put it side by side. Here's squandered resources from Visions. Terribly off-center. Look at this card. There's like no gold. Look at the gold. Oh my God. Look at the misprint on this card. Wow. Okay. I mean, not like it's worth millions of dollars or anything, but that's really neat. I really like that. That is crazy. Look at that squandered resources, man. That is a wild, like, they forgot the gold ink layer. Somebody give me some comments on that. You guys ever seen that before with squandered resources? No gold, like a gold splash color on it? That's nuts looking. Okay. Anyways, of course. Oh, these are not English. I just noticed that. I didn't even notice that earlier here. We got a non-English and English over here. The old Blooms from Mirage up here. Okay, and this guy did clearly state he was big in his signatures. And, obviously everybody knows I'm not the biggest fan of signed cards and all that. But so I expect to see some different things. Here's a nice little Jeff signature. I believe that's Jeff's signature. I'm not sure if that's Jeff's signature. I have to double check that. That's a funky looking signature. Thawing Glaciers is something that I swear I get conversations about once every couple months. It just comes up and there's like some chatter about it and then it disappears into the darkness. Comes up, Rudy Thawing Glaciers underpriced, such an infamous card, powerhouse, disappears. Comes back. Yes, just like the old Outpost, just like Lake of the Dead, just like the, we just had what, Soldevi, actually, Hearts back here. Again, you guys know I'm extremely bullish on Alliances. We've been talking about Alliances, the Dark. We've been talking about Mirage. We've been talking about all these sets quite a bit lately. I know. Goblin Wizard, like, you need to understand, this is the chase card of the dark. I believe as of the filming this video in February of 2022, I think this card is the most expensive card in the dark. I know, just laying that out there. Memory Jar, such a broken card. I don't even want to get into Memory Jar. I don't even want to get into that card. It just irritates. That card is such a young Rudy back in the day playing Urza's block. I don't want to get into Memory Jar. All right, so again, we got more weird cards over here. All right, we got the old Flooded Shorelines. Most of you probably never even heard of this card. An old Visions card that has random speculation around it. Very beautiful, wild-looking art there, but just, I'm not a huge fan of the card. I just want to say that's a thing. Over here, Sphere, again, Alliances. This is a, wait, is that revised? I can't see in the glare of the camera. That is it, yeah, that's a revised tourney over there. Homelands cards. We have not hit the point yet where we are seeing substantial growth and demand for Homelands cards. We're seeing a little bit of activity. There's always a little bit of bid for Rainbow Veil. That's always like the chase Fallen Empires card. And again, we talk about that every once in a while on this channel. And I'm like, you guys, like, if this card was printed in Legends or any other set besides Fallen Empires, this would probably be like a $200, $300, $400 card. I'm just giving you my opinion. This card would be a minimum of a couple $100. The only reason this card is cheap is because it's in Fallen Empires, and that's what happens when you manage a company and you screw up print runs. That's the only reason that reserve list card is not super expensive. Of course, we got some really cool Visions cards. The Pillar up here, I was a big fan of that card back in the day. A lot of people used to argue with me as young teenage Rudy. I think this card's actually, if I recall, this one's actually damaged. Yeah, actually bent and damaged. Actually, golly, is this inked too? My goodness, this is... so we have, yeah, we have an inked, bent... Oh, you can see the black Sharpie across the top. Oh, Sharpie all the way around. So we have an inked, bent, damaged... Oh, who cares? That card's not even... Oh my god, this thing is completely destroyed. So I used to argue with people that Jester's Mask was better than Jester's Cap back in my Ice Age 1995-96 era. And I used to get in so many arguments in that young Rudy and back and forth. And I was never a huge fan of Jester's Cap. It was such a big deal, but it never did anything for me. I didn't understand. I guess the point was people were making decks at the time, and Jester's Cap would go through the deck and pull out the key component to execute the combo and kind of stall the deck if there's only one win condition. That's, if I recall, a million years ago when I was young and actually I thought I looked cool and I was hot stuff. I believe that's why. Nowadays, Jester's Mask I still think is a little bit better. Mana Web. Oh, there's Rudy's Peacekeeper down here. One of my all-time favorite Weatherlight cards that's finally getting the respect it deserves. Dude, look at that artwork every time, man. Look at the background of that artwork, man. Look at the heart, the horse, the sunset. Look at the robe. And dude, that is a flippin'... Still one of my favorite Weatherlight cards of all time, man. By far. Absolutely epic. So, anyways, not much to say on this particular page. I know the amulets from Mirage and the strips. I'm not really hugely into that. All right, what do we got on this page here? I told you guys this is a weird collection, man. So, over here, we got some revised activity. Yeah. Subterranean Spirit. Very active card in young Rudy days. We got some dark packs. We got some of the meme cards, little shapeshifter, silly meme cards from Tempest. A little bit of the cool era, blowing up crazy of the Jurassic Park era of the old Mirage. Yes, I know, you guys already see it over here. No, not the Matrix, but Double Frankenstein's Monsters from Good Old the Dark. Still think it's just a meme card. I'm never going to be able to look at that card and not think it's a meme card. Like, to me, that's a permanent labeled meme card because it's just the history around the card and the pricing. Weakstone, Mightstones, same thing. Similar to certain other cards I talked to you guys about. Same thing with like Flowing Glaciers. Every couple months, this card comes up. Meekstone, Mightstone, the reserve list antiquities. One makes weak, one makes strong for everything on the board. It becomes a thing. Someone tries to buy it out. Nobody cares. It moves on. Price spikes, retraces halfway, spikes higher, 2 steps up, 1 step back. It's a set piece. I don't think it's ever going to be a major thing, but, can't predict the future. We got, looks like either a Japanese, Chinese, Korean Well of Knowledge, if I recognize that artwork. Honestly, I'm more excited. I think, like, Spirit of the Knights, silly cards like this, and even these stupid little, I used to call them the snails, but they're actually nail. Like, these stupid little nails, I used to call them, snail deck. I used to make fun of it. I think there's more activity in weird things like this. I know, it's not that great, this and that, but I just think weird cards like that have more unknowns than many other cards. All right, again, over here. Fallen Empires. We got 5 cubes from Fallen Empires. People used to argue to me that the cube was going to be a thing one day. For those of you who don't know what this is, I know a lot of my people on this channel are watching. Cube was a Fallen Empires card, and it was only a 1-drop turn 1. And of course, you can put on there 2 tap, target creature you control attacks, not block, deals no damage, and you can kind of charge the cube. Remove some cube counters to do regenerate. Regenerate is really not a thing in modern Magic, or 2022 standards, but regeneration was a big deal back then. It was slowly phased out into modern times. Sacromancy, some more Tempest, really interesting cards. We do have a little sign. Worms of the Earth. Now, this is the kind of dark card that I can get behind. Those are interesting cards we've talked about in other videos about the dark. These are the things I feel are going to continue to be targeted. With those weird cards from the dark, man, there's a lot of potential there. Same thing. These little dampening fields and things, these remind me of the Martyrs, some of the other COP artifacts from Antiquities. This is actually reserve list as playset, but it's still one of the weaker reserve list cards. But they're important to set collectors. They're not tough to get. These illusions, again, this was one of those, illusions of grandeur, play donate from Urza's Destiny, give it to your opponent, they lose 20 life, you win the game, rah. That kind of stuff. It's more of kind of a meme, silly alt win condition card, but it's still not really something I feel is going to be impactful into the future. Again, we see more. Once again, these beautiful Fallen Empire cards. I know. It is what it is. Now we can see, again, more Fallen Empire cards. The old crab lobster decks and all that stuff. I don't know if Wizards is ever going to have some sort of return to a Fallen Empire themed archetypes of different things where any of this stuff's ever going to become relevant. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation around that all the time, but I just can't get behind telling anyone that, Fallen Empires is our future. I'm just not behind it, man. I'm sorry. The cards are beautiful. I love them. I'm one of the largest sellers of individual Fallen Empire packs on eBay of all time. Even as of the filming of this video, you hit Fallen Empires booster pack. I have the largest eBay listing for Fallen Empires in the world. And, I love Fallen Empires. I just don't try to invest and try to make a ton of money off Fallen Empire. I just don't feel that's the product for it. I actually think there's more opportunity, again, in weird, obscure cards from the dark. And yeah, I know we got some weird, obscure cards from Visions, and Kaleidoscope is another one of these cards that Rudy did do an investor buyout. So I do have hundreds and hundreds of copies of this. It's one of those really wild-looking, beautiful pieces of art from Visions, from Ron. Again, these are the type of cards I would rather someone go towards versus a Fallen Empire thing. You'd be very dangerous for the Fallen Empires. And again, more Ice Age cards, random. There's a lot of cards in Ice Age. A lot of cards in Ice Age, ladies and gentlemen, that are reserve lists. And people have tried so many times to buy out Ice Age reserve list cards. If I had a taco if I had an ex-girlfriend for every time somebody tried to buy out an Ice Age card to move up the price, I'd have 69 ex-girlfriends. And I respect the hustle, but folks, it's like Fallen Empire. There are just some things, just don't get bait and switched by the supply of these products. There's a lot out there. People like me and some other large stores, we have a substantial position in just hundreds of thousands of Ice Age type cards that are unsorted that we don't care about. Be careful, please. Now, again, the dark cards, Exorcist, Hidden Thing. I'm always trying to hit on Autumn Willow. I think she's just OG young Rudy version. People say, well, Rudy, you always like Homelands. Why don't you like Ice Age? I don't know. I just, if you back me into the corner, it said, Rudy, Fallen Empires, Homelands, or Ice Age. Where do you put your money? What has the best potential? I know it's stupid sounding, but I am a fan of Homelands. And again, I love Fallen Empires, Homelands, and Ice Age. Like when I was younger, and I still want to bring it back and film some videos on it one day, I used to do like special little tournaments and drafts with my friends where you could only build decks using basic lands and Ice Age cards, or basic decks and Homelands. Like we would literally play Magic for a weekend, and you could only play with one expansion. We did silly stuff, I know. Then you're thinking, oh, Apocalypse Shine, wipe out the board, kind of. All right, anyways, Revised. We're not talking about Revised. We've done it so many times. Obscure Legend cards, little saga action with the worm over here. Ring of Gix, one of the biggest speculative cards of the Urza's Legacy era. This was speculated by many, many people. to be the next Icy manipulator because it costs one less than Icy, but the Echo, This was a speculation card to be the most expensive card in Urza's Legacy. It was not Grim Monolith at release. Everybody thought Ring of Gix was the card, man. And again, Obscure Legends cards all over here, even Lifeblood. These have performed incredibly well. Okay. Stone Calendar, I know it's a meme. 2 little Arabian Night cards, Merchant Ships. Love that card. God, I love the artwork on that stupid thing. I should have. It's funny because Merchant Ship is one of the cards I actually don't have a huge position in because I just never really, I don't know, I just forgot about it, man. Such a cool looking card, man. Such a cool card. One of the more heavier, again, I still feel the Fast Bonds, the Copy Artifacts, the Wheel of Fortunes, the Brain Geysers, the Doppelgangers. These are the future of Revise. Dual lands, it's great and all, but I still feel that's what's really going to be the future of Revise. Again, the Curse from Homelands. These were big cards back in the day, folks. Big cards, man. You guys have no idea how big of a deal these cards. This was a huge deal. Of course, Obscure Legends card. All right, Polar Kraken. Reinforce again. The giant polar beast was deemed like the next, I don't know, Leviathan, crawl giant thing, crawl worm. This was deemed like if you pulled this as a kid, you thought you won the lottery. Like, that's how much the world has changed. People just think, oh, old Magic cards, tons of money, rar. That's not the case, man. This was deemed as like the hit of Ice Age. All right, there's more Polar Kraken. I'm sorry, Dr. Borat, but like, I love seeing them, but they're literally worthless. Like, they're pennies each. Maybe there'll be a buyout and you watch this video and they'll be $5 a piece. I don't know. Over here, I used to build decks with Hydras. Growing the little heads of Hydra for 3 mana. I know. Hey, here you go. Let's talk about this for a second. See this? This was actually, I believe this was the reserve list card that I always thought was going to be the most expensive card in Fallen Empires. This was a card I actually thought was really, really good because it was a 2-drop, which many people would play. Obviously, first turn, I don't know, some sort of Land of War elves in a forest. Turn 2, they would drop this down, and again, automatically, every upkeep with no cost, doesn't come into play tab, you put these counters on it, and you had the choice of getting life gain for life gain combo decks, or removing to pop out creatures. So if you could get multiples of these things on the field, of course, without being lightning bolted or something ridiculous, I mean, you could really build a powerhouse combination. I was always a pretty... By the way, that's a sack the creature. I'm sorry, not a token. But it just... I always felt there was a lot of shenanigans with that card, and I was always surprised that that particular one never went up in value. Then I got older and realized how overprinted Fallen Empires was, and that went out the window. Again, I saved obscure cards. These demon minions, these were a big thing back in the day. Big thing back in the day, gold cards. Djinns Ifrit, still a big thing. Even Mirage when they were terrible. I don't remember much talk about that. I remember this card specifically because it's reserved because it's Enchant World. Anything that was Enchant World always stood out quite a bit to me. Okay, not much to say here. Look at this. I feel like, oh my god, did I buy myself an eBay repack found in my grandmother's basement next to 4 hamsters that were building a university of a gerbil? Is that what this is? Like, what is, like, I feel like we're in a repack thing. Now, the nasty reality is everything on this page is essentially almost worthless. Literally. Fallen Empires, gorgeous card. Of course, the Horn, gorgeous card. There are people who collect unlimited copies of this card because of the flippant artwork. I know. I mean, over here, again, Ice Age cards, the cumulative upkeep thing was a big thing. These cards were ridiculous, man. Like, these halls, man, like, it had a cumulative upkeep, but again, it's just reality twist, screwing up all the mana production. These were big things. They're not worth anything, but it's a big deal. Well, I think we're at the end of the video. Last page. Is there anything else hidden back? Oh, we got a little... We got, like, wait a minute. We got a little misprinted card? We got a little misprinted, a little off-centered COP there. Last page of the binder. This is the end of the video. Conclusion of this video was, the Lord Tressorhorn. Oh, God, I love that card. I first saw the spoiler of that thing in Inquest Scribe magazine. I lost, like, little Rudy was right. I literally took my shirt off. I mean, no joke. I ripped my eye out and mailed it back to myself. I saw that card and lost my mind, folks. Again, Fallen Empires over here. I know, this is considered a cleric. I know, it's a green cleric. I know. What? Archetype? White. Clerics are white. Conclusion of this video, I still love going through this stuff. We had some really cool old random cards, really cool, neat little things in it. But again, I think the biggest takeaway is to learn that even when people find their old collections, it can be very shocking and surprising to learn that you could have a massive collection of like everything on this page, and your whole collection's almost worthless. That is the sad reality of old Magic. And that is the sad reality that people don't talk about nearly at the level that they should. All you see is, oh, Rudy's buying all these Arabian Nights and millions. No, this is the more common collection that maybe you guys don't see or doesn't get filmed. But this is what's really out there. Not ABU and Four Horsemen. This is the majority of the cards when the Magic era went viral and boomed. You had the Chronicles 4th edition, Ice Age, Homelands, Fallen Empires, and, people collected cards they thought were really good, and the future kind of had different plans, and they just became worthless. So, thanks for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed this journey through history with me. I know a lot of people like to play these in the background. I know even card stores around the country will play these videos, and they're just, I don't know, it's a cool conversation. So hope you guys had a good conversation. Enjoyed everything. As always, folks, everything you see in this video is not for sale, but I appreciate the contacts. If you're looking to sell Magic cards and you want to be on the channel, and you got some old crazy shenanigans, AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. The old PPs, pictures and prices. Don't do anything creepy. We don't need giggities on today. Other than that, beautiful world out there, folks. Be safe. Don't surround yourself with the wrong people. They'll bring you down. Make sure you got good things. There's a lot of good stuff out there. And remember, if you're feeling angry, having a bad day, I feel you, man. I get it too. Don't be afraid. Front lawn chair, yell at the cars. I'm telling you.